entrepreneurial thing.
Hey guys, welcome to the New Agent Podcast, episode 4, August 24th, 2020, at the Lion's Den, recording live. Well, not so much live, but yeah, we'll share it live, but we'll edit it. My name is Nick Overby. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves this evening. Again, the reason why we're here is to follow me through my journey and my new career. Right, I started working as a licensed health insurance agent on July 27th of 2020. So almost 4 weeks, full 4 weeks. I've had my ups, my downs. I've been frustrated, wanted to pull my hair out. However, I believe that kindness wins and positivity kills. So we're just here crushing it. I do have, again, an immense amount of gratitude for my guest tonight, Ms. Reya Burnett. She's been an inspiration for, I think, myself, and not just myself, everybody in the office. We are a team. We are lions or lionesses, and we eat together. When we don't eat, we don't eat. When we eat good, and that's just the way it is. And so, without further ado, I introduce Reya Burnett, and I'll allow her to talk about her journey.
All right. Hello, everyone. So I will go ahead and give you guys a little bit of background. I'm coming from a customer service background, pretty much. I started as a medical debt collector, moved to pharmacy benefits agent, then moved to State Farm. I ended up at State Farm as a property and casualty claim handler. They ended up letting me go. They were having department closures. So I went ahead and took my severance pay and skipped on down the road. So I ended up in shipping. It was a job, so I took it. So I moved up real quick, and I was real comfortable for a minute. That's so many ums. But anyway.
All right.
Yeah. Of course, you guys don't know, I'm on a weight loss journey. I started my journey at over 500 pounds. I am now around 340, not really ashamed to say it because it's a lot of fucking weight loss. So, as
you lost to me, so.
Absolutely. So, during the whole COVID shutdown around April, May, June-ish, I got a taste of life not being at the place that I hated to be at. When it was time to go back, I absolutely hated life. So I decided to go ahead and take the next step, go on my journey. So I ended up sending a Facebook message. I actually ran across the Lion's Den. I ran across one of Perry's ads on Facebook, and it caught my attention because I was like, he's really fit. So I gotta listen to what he got to say. But he was talking about insurance, and I was looking for a sales position, so I was like, I could close for them. Went to Indeed. They would not let me pass that application because they said I needed 4+ years of experience. So I said to hell with it. I got on Facebook, and I sent a nice, personal, genuine message. Within 5 minutes, he got back to me. We set up an interview. I did both of my interviews with both Perry and Derek, and we set up my start date. Quite frankly, this is the hardest thing that I've ever done. I think this may be harder than losing weight, because once you have it set in your heart that you're going to do something, I have control over what I eat. I have control over the exercises that I do. I have control over, the sleep that I get at night, the stress. I have control over a lot of that. But when you're marketing and you're reaching out and you're doing whatever you can do, some people don't qualify, some people do, but then you have your objections. It's tough. It's rough. And then you don't want to get to the point to where, you're pushing the people you love away. So, it's been tough, but if we weren't made for this, we wouldn't be here dealing with Perry and Derek.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't be here. So we're gonna persevere.
Absolutely right. I love what you said, the taste of life. Yeah, you got kicked in the teeth a little bit, or what? What happened? What does it taste like for you?
No, like I got a taste of the life I wanted.
Oh, okay, okay.
I had time freedom, so I go to the gym 5 days a week. I had time to go to the gym when I wanted, as many times as I wanted a day. I was happy. I was at the lake, kicked back.
Oh, this is when you were talking about you got bougie.
Yes, I got very bougie. I got bougie with my time. I got bougie with everything because I knew it was possible. There's people that do what they want all day, but they still work. When I got back to work, it was hell. Like I walked in there every day saying I hate it here. And my name is Reya Sunshine. There was no more sunshine at all. People knew not to talk to me anymore. So I realized that I was losing myself and it wasn't good for me. So the next step that I wanted to take was to be in business for myself.
So with that being said, being here over the past 4 weeks, you came in the same week as me. Do you feel like you're being able to? You have the obviously you have the opportunity, but do you feel like you're on the path to fulfill that goal?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because quite honestly, it's hard, yes, but I didn't lose 160 pounds overnight. Like I didn't have much confidence when I started. Now you can't tell me nothing. Like so it's like I know as long as I put the work in, I'm gonna end up where I want to be. And if you don't start somewhere, how are you gonna progress?
I mean, look, I'm about measurables. I agree with that. You know, where do you start, right? And so what's the end game? You start at zero. What's 1% every day? You have to have something to have a foundation. I know it sounds silly, but anyways, I guess for me, my experience here in the den is kind of the same. I'd be curious to know for you as a person, what are some of the biggest hurdles you've had to overcome in the past 4 weeks?
So okay, so when I got here, I was on my A game. I had already taken the test and passed it before my first day. I was on a roll. I was ready to get it and go. So it took me a few days before I realized that I hadn't been contacted about my license. I submitted the application on Monday. Tuesday passed, Wednesday passed, and I was wondering what was going on with my license. Well, as I mentioned before, I used to work for State Farm, property and casualty claims adjusting. I practiced with them for 8 months, but then I gave it up, of course. Well, when you are an agent or a producer, you need to take continuing education hours, 24 CE. So 2 hours of ethics, 12 classroom, 24 total. I did not do that CE, so it took them 3 days to let me know that I did not do my CE for that license. So I'm going to have to do the CE, then I'm going to have to pay a fine, and then they'll review my producer's license. So it kicked me in the ass real good. But I was like, you know what? I'm here. I've already invested. So let's go ahead and do this little funky CE. Let's go ahead and pay this money and let's get it out the way. I was salty.
You could just see it in her face.
It like I was blazing, like
just everywhere, just like, oh girl, get out of here.
Like I was hot, but over the weekend, I ended up busting out the CE. I overnighted my fine because I try to pay over the phone. They don't accept it over the phone. You have to mail a money order. So I overnighted that for an additional $32. It was just a whole rigmarole. And then when I sent everything in, my case manager, who I had been in constant contact with, got sick and couldn't process my paperwork. So I'm calling around like somebody needs to process my paperwork because y'all are messing with the flow of work at this point. And so I called every day, morning and night. And then they got it done in 2 days. I sent emails and everything. And a lot of people, and I know somebody that's still waiting. Like they went through the same situation, they're still waiting. I said, go ahead and call. But it was irritating, to say the least.
All right. I failed my test the first time. Like, I look, honestly, okay, so I'm going to share something I've never even shared with her. Okay, so I'm going to go for a second. So I
Okay.
already, like, I'm competitive. I'm a Scorpio, so I believe that drives a lot of my almost resentful attitude, which is completely fair to say if you know me. But at the end of the day, like I am a kind person, and like I was very, very intimidated because I was like, damn, this girl came in here with everything. And then my stupid ass went and spent a whole bunch of money on shit I didn't even need, and then it had to go back to her and say, hey, I need some help, please help me. I was like, motherfucker. And so you can only imagine in myself at night, like, damn, why did I spend $120 extra on this whole thing for nothing? Ended up using her shit anyway. So got it for another 25 or 30 days, though. Or no, I guess 60 because I get access for 90 if I ever need it. But, you know, it's funny because there's a lot of things like that. I found that with every individual in this office that I have a balance with, right? Where, like, so for Reya and I, like, for example, like, I feel that I'm always really positive, super positive sometimes, where it's almost like, get out of here positive. I get that. That's fine. I don't care. I want to be able to at least shed some light and like, hey, if I can make one person smile, it doesn't even have to be in this office, but I know I can make one person smile. I'm good. And so I love with Rhea because she balances me out because there's such a cool and level headedness about her that I just don't necessarily have. And so I don't know. That's my opinion. But so anyways, what are some of the positives you see? We talked about the negatives, right? Some of the pitfalls. Did we talk about the positives yet?
We hadn't talked about positives yet.
What's
So
for you? Yeah. What are the things?
definitely the positives, the energy and atmosphere, and the uplifting. I don't know. It's just something about. For one, you work for yourself. You're only gonna get in. You're only gonna get in as much as you're only gonna get out of it as much as you put in. I need to set that to the side. um, you're gonna have time freedom as long as you put the work in. Time freedom is ultimately what I want, so I'm gonna put the work in now to get what I want later. The energy. I work out at 5:30 a.m. If I don't get my workout, it's a different Reya. It's like Reya Sunset because I hadn't like there's a big difference.
Last Friday when I was like, damn, what is
Like what's wrong with her? She's on crack. No, I worked out at 5:30 for the second time that week because last week was iffy.
You work out this morning?
You could tell. I was here and I was positive, but I was quiet.
Well, maybe we could talk about reverse engineering the decisions and the goals that you're trying. Like, what's counterproductive?
Oh, I had her tail light out. I had to be at 7 a.m. I had to be at
you couldn't use
Timex.
Hey Nick, or like, well, okay, from now on, I can do that for you.
Okay.
So
Well,
now get to work. Get your ass here early. Go do your workout and come back. So some other positives. What else? I mean, the energy of the room, the atmosphere. Obviously it's kind of like Silicon Valley in here, but what are some real positives for you? Do you like for personal growth, or do you feel that this is something you can do long term? Like, I don't know.
I was gonna say the pure knowledge that you get. So coming in as like even when I applied, like I didn't know a lot about my health coverage. The bills that I would get in the mail, I wasn't understanding until right now. A Cobra package that I got last week, I wouldn't have understood that if I wouldn't have been here. It's just something. It's like you have information that other people need, and so it's kind of like they're in a burning building and you want to get them out without forcing anything. You want them educated. My mom, when she lets me know exactly how much she's paying to have my brothers on her plan, and I know I can help, why would I not? And then get her better coverage, why would I not? There's just certain things that you pick up while you're learning as a new agent that it makes you excited about insurance. And nobody's excited about insurance, but you being excited will get your clients excited. So I feel like that's a real up point for me. Like in the fact that this right here is as low as I'll ever be. And I'm on a high right now because, like I said, I'm a 1099 now. I'm gonna have I know what's expected. I know there's, risk and opportunity. So what's the worst that could happen right now? I don't have much clients. Like I don't have many clients. The prospects that I do have, they don't have the best health, but I don't treat them any less. Because at the end of the day, my referrals, that's going to be what builds my business. So it's like this right here is the lowest point. If you know how to dig yourself out of this, this is as low as you'll ever be.
Very true. Well, I'm going to end on that note because that was good. Do you have any last final words for the viewers?
You started for a reason. Don't give up. Keep it pushing.
Mm-hmm.
You have a downfall or a delay, tough shit. Keep it pushing. You've already invested a lot of time, money, and energy into this.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
Yeah. Buy a dialer and get on it. Like, go watch Wolf of Wall Street and listen to what he says about the dialer. Like, is your rent due? Get on the fucking phone. Your girlfriend crying about you ain't making enough money? Get on the fucking phone. And that sounds really cliche, but it's 7:32 right now, and when we're done, I'm going back to cold call. I know Ray is going to do it for a minute at least while I push it to. But either way, like, don't complain about it if you aren't making an effort to change it. Without a doubt. I mean, like, not to go into too deep, but Perry will be the first person to tell you, like, if you're going to come and ask for me for money, I want to know what you've done for me lately. Like, and rightfully so, and we're all in shit positions, but putting that on the outside doesn't do anybody any good. Do you know what I mean? Come to work with your A game on, leave your feelings in your truck, at least at the front door, by all means in the elevator. Just don't bring them in the office. Other than that, I hope you guys have a phenomenal evening. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for taking a couple of minutes out of your evening to watch. And anything else you want to say?
That is all.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Yes. Have a good one.